The sharp pain exploded in my stomach as his fist connected right there in the courthouse hallway. The echo of marble floors mixing with a faint buzz of the family court sign overhead. I doubled over, papers scattering everywhere, gasping for air, while Victor Lang stood over me, his face twisted in rage. He didn't know the woman who had just stood up from the waiting chairs would change everything. Her voice cut through the sudden silence like a knife. Is there a problem here? The entire hallway froze. My name is Elena Harper. That morning, after pulling another all-nighter at Cascade Tech Solutions monitoring server logs and compliance protocols, I drove to my mother's house in Riverton needing her signature on a simple medical power of attorney before her upcoming knee surgery. The 20-minute drive felt endless on no sleep and too much coffee. But normal families don't face ambushes at the door. Victor opened it with fake warmth. Construction dust on his shirt and the stale smell of cigarettes clinging to him. Your mom's in the kitchen. Important family talk. Mom sat at the table surrounded by legal papers, her hands trembling as she slid a folder toward me. Honey, Victor thinks this is best for us all. Petition for adult adoption. My eyes widened at the forged signature below, traced clumsily from an old lease. What is this? Victor grinned wider. Insurance. Sweetheart. With you, officially my daughter. Everything's cleaner. Inheritance. Medical decisions. Access to your tech job benefits. That's not my signature. I held it to the light, spotting hesitation marks where the pen lifted. Mom wouldn't meet my eyes. Victor's just protecting us financially. Business has been slow. Slow? More like non-existent projects while borrowing against her house. Victor stood abruptly, knocking his chair over. Mom flinched. I didn't. Sign the papers. Elena. Make this easy. His voice dropped threateningly. No. I gathered my things deliberately. I'll contest this. Forgery is a felony. He snarled as I left, my hands shaking as I drove away and called my friend from legal, Alex Rivera. 20 minutes later in Alex's home office, they confirmed the tracing. This isn't just about your mom anymore. If approved, he'd access your life insurance and benefits. My world tilted. Victor wasn't stealing small, he was escalating to me. The courthouse smelled of old paper and wax. I arrived early with evidence, signature comparisons, work timelines. Victor waited by the door in a cheap rented suit. Changed your mind? He spun me around and punched my stomach hard. Tell them you made a mistake, he hissed. That's when Sophia Grant stood. Sharp suit, silver-streaked hair, eyes missing nothing. This signature isn't hers. I've seen forgeries like this before. Security swarmed. I gave my statement. Bruise forming. Cameras caught it all. An hour later in the courthouse cafe, Sophia slid her card across. Pacific Justice Alliance. Financial abuse prevention. I've watched Victor for 2 years. Same pattern, different women. He doesn't stop. He escalates. She showed documents, fake invoices, loans against Mom's house. My phone buzzed, Alex confirming over $200,000 in phantom loans. Mom's house was collateral. If I became his daughter, my income would unlock more borrowing. We spent days building the case. Harlan Reed, the grizzled former IRS investigator Sophia called in, spread photos on my table, diverted materials, bank filings with my forged signature. Victor had tried adding me as guarantor days after I refused. Mom called repeatedly. Victor, sorry. Come home. But I knew the truth now. She wasn't ready to see it yet. Sophia leaned in. We make the case airtight. He won't hurt anyone again. Harlan grinned fiercely. The pressure built slowly. Documents piling up. Fear mixing with resolve in my chest. This wasn't just family drama, it was survival. The fluorescent hum of Cascade Tech server room felt like my only constant as I stared at access logs showing repeated attempts on my benefits portal from IPs near Mom's house. Alex found me. You look wrecked. 7 failed logins. Security questions guessed wrong. Fluffy instead of my actual first pet. Wrong car model. Desperate. Sloppy moves. Harlan texted. Victor was at a phantom site at 3 a.m. moving materials right after failing to hack me. He was spiraling. Sophia filed an emergency injunction that morning. Walls were closing. I locked down my profile with biometrics and sent encrypted copies everywhere. Paranoia felt like preparation now. Mom's calls piled up, 17 missed. Plus unknowns, likely Victor using burners. Voicemails mixed threats and guilt. You're destroying our family. Each one cracked my resolve a little more. Why did loyalty feel so heavy when it was built on lies? Sophia and Harlan reviewed everything in her modest office, lined with survivor thank yous. Victor's past victim, Janet Morrison, lost her house after a quiet settlement. Financial abuse hides in plain sight, victims ashamed. Family's close ranks. But you're different. Elena, compliance expert unafraid to follow trails. I admitted terror. Good. Fear sharpens you. Harlan ran property records, 3 liens on Mom's house for non-existent projects, including a children's hospital build where materials vanished. He pocketed the difference, medical-grade supplies sold to luxury condos. My stomach turned. Stealing from sick kids? Mom called again. Victor says we'll lose everything if you don't drop it. I told her about the hospital theft. Silence. Then denial. You're making it up. She hung up sobbing. Sophia's voice softened. She'll see when professionals lay out evidence. Protecting him risks her own fraud charges. Company Director Reyes called me in. I expected firing. Instead, he offered remote work, secure laptop, even a safe house. You're an asset. We've had breaches tracing to Victor. Cooperate fully. Relief flooded me, mixed with gratitude. They stood by me. Video from Harlan. Victor at an ATM with a younger blonde woman. Handing her cash, not Mom. Side affair spending stolen money. I added it to evidence. Heartbreaking for Mom. Unknown text. Check your door. Building security confirmed spray-painted liar in red. Victor on camera. I hadn't been home in days. Crashing at Alex's. Vandalism added to charges. Finally. Mom texted desperately. Found hotel receipts. Jewelry charges. He's lying. Her voice cracked on the call. Was I wrong? For the first time, doubt crept in. We'll figure it out together. I'm scared too. Truth bonded us amid fear. The assault video hit news. Victor playing victim outside court. Claiming I fabricated lies for inheritance. Helped by a reporter who looked like the ATM blonde. Narrative flip. Director Reyes urged no media contact. Alex dug. Reporter linked to Victor's golf buddy under investigation for permit fraud. Web tightening. Mom texted, come home now. Trap? Desperate plea? I called Harlan. We arrived to shouting. Victor's crew demanding payment for owed materials. Mom cowered as Victor raged. I stepped in showing emails. Reports. Workers turned. We've been played. Victor lunged. Harlan blocked. Crew left. Promising legal follow-up. Victor stormed out, threatening. Mom whispered, I want him gone. First real breakthrough. Restraining order granted. Hearing tomorrow. Tension coiled tighter. Ready to snap. Courtroom 4 smelled of polish and dread. I arranged evidence binders like armor. Sophia moved efficiently. This is about pattern fraud. Assault. Conspiracy. Victor entered in orange jail scrubs. Arrested overnight violating the order trying to break into Mom's. His public defender whispered urgently. Mom entered with Harlan, fragile but resolute, avoiding Victor's glare. Judge Patricia Chen presided, eyebrows rising at the file. Started as adoption, now far more. Sophia called Alex first. Signature forensics projected. Hesitation marks clear. Deliberate forgery from old document. No cross-exam win. Harlan followed with financial web, phantom invoices, cash withdrawals, post-purchases. Coordinated scheme using misses. Harper as collateral. Marcus, former associate, testified sweating. Victor bragged about adoption goldmine for company contracts. Once she's legally daughter, she'll help family, tech money unnoticed. Sarah Weston from contractor board. Victor diverted children's hospital steel. Compromising safety. Delaying oncology ward. Room murmured in disgust. Director Reyes detailed breaches impossible during my logged work. Hostile witness Kristen Walsh admitted affair with Victor. He said Elena was key, promised riches via her connections. Showed forged papers claiming agreement. Victor exploded. Judge warned contempt. I testified last. Voice steady. Night shift exhaustion. Home ambush. Courthouse punch. Vandalism. Fear. It was never family, it was control and exploitation. Cross-exam fizzled. Recess. Returning. Judge Chen denied petition. Referred for forgery prosecution. Recommended criminal probe. Federal agent entered. Richard, wait. Victor Lang. Warrant for wire fraud. Conspiracy. RICO. Chaos. Victor lunged, screaming threats. Dragged away in cuffs. Mom stood. I want to cooperate fully. Gavel down. Adoption denied. Referrals approved. Outside. Sophia handed envelope. Sutton, Harper Grant Foundation for Abuse Victims from Civil Damages. You stood up, gave others courage. Other victims waited. Sharing stories. Company memo. Full prosecution support. Resources for suit. Victor targeted others before. I had proof. 3 weeks later. Federal prep. Network bigger. Victor middleman and contractor banker official scheme across states. Wanted my expertise tracing digital footprints via cascade infrastructure. Cleared with Reyes, protecting industry. War room formed. Agents. Lawyers. Experts. Pattern mapped. Breaches timed to network meetings. Targeting client lists. Hospital systems. Mom nearly signed confession papers in trap meeting with Victor's new lawyer Victoria Ash. I burst in live streaming. Agents arrested Ash for tampering. Dominoes fell. Arrests of Brennan. Councilmen. Executives. Threatening call. Distorted voice warned of reach. I replied calmly, recorded. Traced. Watch your network collapse. Morrison. Inspector General. Approved. Nicely done. Indictments rolled. Brennan fleeing. Officials arrested publicly. Victor faced expanded charges. Foundation check arrived, beginning of massive support for victims. Press conference. I spoke against silence. Weaponized family bonds. Mom surprised. I was victim but accountable. Thank you. Elena. Crowd of survivors held signs. Foundation recipients. One thanked for saving home via legal aid sparked by our precedent. Reyes promoted me. Senior Compliance and Ethics Director. New division protecting employees. On courthouse steps where assault happened, Mom and I reflected. Never thanked you properly for not giving up. Family fights for each other. Even hard. She planned selling house. Smaller place near me with boundaries. Counseling helping recognize patterns. Another application pinged. Person refusing victimhood. What now? Mom asked. Turn pain into purpose. Foundation. Division. Ensuring no one alone. Reporter asked final thoughts. Real family protects. If trapped. Speak up, you're not alone. Justice over forgiveness required. Final verdict Tuesday. Guilty on 47 counts. 25 years, no parole early. $800,000 restitution. Permanent no contact. Assets forfeited. Network crumbled. 300 million recovered. Reform statewide. Gallery held survivors. Victor's rage met my steady gaze one last time before custody door swallowed him. Mom whispered, "It's over." Healing beginning. Outside. 30-plus survivors shared victories built on our stand. Foundation now largest supporter. We drove away. Courthouse shrinking in mirror. Phone rang. Jules equivalent celebrating network dismantling story on news. We did that. Sunset gold pink as Victor learned orange reality in prison. He tried forcing family via lies. Instead, truth made me reckoning, compliance director. Survivor. Fighter. No longer victim. Dashboard clock. Another person somewhere staring at forged papers feeling trapped. Tomorrow they might find our story. Foundation site. Courage to say no. His legacy. Army of empowered survivors connected by experience. He wanted my identity stolen. Instead, he helped me find it. We rebuilt, Mom. Me. Allies, bound stronger than any paper. Pain forged purpose. Across country, predators operate. Families silent. But now voices rise. When ready to fight, support waits. What lingers? Can family ever truly forgive such betrayal? Or does justice demand permanent distance? The question hangs, haunting every new dawn.